We're looking forward to a ball game here this afternoon, and this is the kind of baseball night that just makes you feel good all over. Boy, this certainly was a Donnybrook here yesterday, and his earned run average is 3.85. He has given up 70 walks and 178 strikeouts. He has 25 home runs and 98 runs driven in. He's a right-hand hitter standing deep in the plate. The pitch swung on by Keene. Line shot to left field, base hit. Snyder overdrives it on the skip, fires it back in, and Keene is the base runner at first. Now here we go. Stepping in to lead off in the ball game will be young.
Good evening, baseball fans, and welcome to Fergie Jenkins Field for the very first time. It is Barnstormers Baseball Live, presented by Kent and Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider. Fred Myers, Mike Renier, Peter Cobb, Robert Bellamy, and our producers Wesley and Brad. My name is Chris McLeod, and welcome to Fergie Jenkins Field for the very first time. Ed, the excitement is palpable here. The teams are on the line, ready to get going here, and we're still about 20 minutes away from first pitch. It's been buzzing.
Yeah, a lot of excitement in the air for sure. People have been here since 5 o'clock. The place is jammed up. It certainly looks good. The fences are filled with advertisement from within the community, and we're ready to go.
We are ready for some baseball. It is the Kitchener Panthers here tonight for the very first opponent for the Barnstormers. They were supposed to play last night, rained out in Brantford, and maybe a blessing of sorts. An inaugural game will be played here at home. Starting pitchers tonight, Jose Vasquez will go against Aiden Ryan, who we saw last week in a preseason matchup here at Fergie Jenkins Field. But I talked to Kenny Williams, pitcher for the Barnstormers, and he said, man, we are ready. We are ready to go. And this was at 5:30. The team was already in the dugout, and they were buzzing. They've got to take that energy tonight, and they've got to come out here and present themselves well against the Panthers.
Yeah, I think everybody here is pretty excited. This franchise has been talked about probably for 80 years, joining the Inter-County League. The Inter-County League is the oldest professional, semi-professional league in this area. It has, is it 105 years this year?
It is turning 100 something, yeah.
I think it's on 105.
105.
I think it was 1919 at the end of World War I. There were 4 original teams: Guelph, Galt, Kitchener, and Stratford. And they played consecutive years ever since.
Well, the opponents tonight, the Kitchener Panthers, last season finished second overall, 4.5 games behind the Welland Jackfish. They went 3-2 in the opening series. They beat the London Majors to move on to the second round, and then they were swept 3-0 by the Barrie Baycats, who went on to the final. These Kitchener Panthers come in 1-0. They won their first game, or rather they lost their first game versus the Hamilton Cardinals. They will play tomorrow versus the Guelph Royals. Now the Barnstormers, on the other hand, as we said earlier, they missed their game last night. They went all the way to Brantford. It was rained out. They tried to get it in. It did not work. So they came out here tonight. This will be their first chance to get some action. But they play again tomorrow. They're off to Toronto and then back again on Tuesday. So you get those nerves out of the way right away, Ed, and we get right into the game action.
Yeah, that's right. Without the game being rained out last night, they certainly have plenty of baseball. They'll finish the game tonight, and they'll be on the bus, I'm sure, early tomorrow morning to play in Toronto, and then back here Tuesday night against the London Majors. So It's a lot of baseball in a short period of time, but that's all good.
And I know the players have been waiting. They want this. This is what they want. Let's get this season rolling here. Still some players to be added to the rosters. The Barnstormers have some announcements to make this week, but Harry Muir, the GM, has done a good job of getting some local athletes here, but certainly complimenting them and spicing it up with some international players as well to add to this lineup.
Yeah, it's an interesting mix. We are allowed 4 imported players, and the rest are made up of a combination of local players from Chatham. Some of them were part of the Chatham Minor Baseball Association, and a strong mix of people from the Windsor area, those who went to St. Clair College, and a few kids who are playing baseball in the United States and are in the area for the summer.
Well, let's talk about Fergie Jenkins Field. We talked about it a little bit. It certainly has changed the look of it, even from last week when we were here for that preseason game. But the dimensions of this field, it's going to favor left-handed power hitters.
Oh, for sure. It's very asymmetric, and the deepest part of this field is left center field, right field line being the shortest part. I'm sure that field house will be a target for left-handed batters this year. But there should be a fair number of home runs. There's nothing wrong with that. That adds excitement to the game.
We had a hitter last week. We talked about Seth Strong, who you'll get a chance to see here. Left-handed bat. He is going to be the DH here tonight, but we talked about him, again, the preseason game. If you were here, you know, but, man, he crushed the ball to right field. And that's we're going to see a lot of Seth Strong going that way this year.
Yeah, that is a short porch for a left-handed power hitter. Of course, each team has strong left-handed power hitters, so it could be interesting.
So still sorting out the rosters. We said Harry Muir has been busy with that. We'll go over the starting lineup coming up here in a little bit. We've got a sunny, perfect day. Sun, cloud, about 20 here as the first pitch comes in about 15 minutes. But as the night goes on, we'll see that temperature drop to a cool and comfortable 16 at the ballpark. We'll go over your starting lineups, and we'll get to the pitching matchup as well, too, here tonight. It is Barnstormers Baseball Live, brought to you by Kent and Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider. It's the pregame show back here at Fergie Jenkins Field, presented by Kent and Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider. I'm Chris McLeod. Ed Myers is here too. Mike Renier is going to join us a little bit later on. Peter Cobb's going to join us. Robert Bellamy is going to join us during the game, talking to some fans. And we have a local hero here tonight, somebody who you're close to. You've got ties to him. Fergie Jenkins, the man who the ballpark is named after, is in attendance here tonight. It's neat to see. It's always neat to see Fergie back in his hometown, but Fergie out here earlier throwing out the first pitch. Did you get a chance to talk to him at all, Ed?
I haven't. I hope to before the night's over. We're very close in age, and we certainly threw enough off this mound at Rotary Park over the years, and I hope to be able to talk to him.
Well, let's talk about your career just a little bit here off the top. And obviously, Ed Myers, people in Chatham-Kent know who you are, but they're watching all across the IBL Baseball League here tonight. Ed, you said yourself, and Fergie threw off this mound many times, but this is where you were signed, right?
That's right. Fergie signed in 1962, pitching off that mound with a couple of scouts from the Phillies, and I threw along with him. I was 17 at the time, and I was still in high school, and they had told me that the next year they would come back and they would sign me too. And a year from that date, they came back, I threw off that mound, and I was signed.
Just like that, and the rest is history. We'll certainly tap into that knowledge. How many years did you play?
I played for 3 years. Man, my elbow didn't cooperate, and after 3 years, I was finished.
And went into teaching.
I beg your pardon?
Went into teaching at that
Yes,
point.
I did. Yeah, I kept going to school during my career in baseball, and ended up coming back to Chatham and teaching for 40 years, high school, and enjoyed my career.
Well, we're glad to have you up in the booth, and we'll certainly tap into that knowledge as the season goes on. Let's introduce you to our starting pitchers here tonight for the visiting Kitchener Panthers. Jose Vasquez will get the start here tonight. The second game of the season for the Panthers. It's his third IBL season. Played a couple years in London, or actually tried for London, did not sign there, but the season was canceled. Went to Northwestern State University, 2 seasons in the Frontier League with the Winnipeg Golden Knights, and Vasquez gets a start. For the home team, it's going to be Aiden Ryan gets a start. He's from Tecumseh. He'll be the first ever starting pitcher for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. And we saw Aiden last week in that preseason game, and he was filling up the strike zone, going right after them. A nice, compact right-handed delivery.
Threw really well, threw a lot of strikes. And he was free and easy with his it was with tosses, and the ball was moving, and got ahead of the hitters, and had quite a good outing.
Yeah, we saw some good pitching outings last week. Now again, we take into account the team they were playing was a local all-star team, and certainly not of the caliber of the IBL. And we'll see as the year goes on, but certainly filled that strike zone. Played well defensively and had the bats going. Now, how will it translate to regular season? They come into the year ranked number 8 in the power rankings out of 9 teams. Kitchener is 6 overall. The Welland Jackfish should be strong again this year, and they are the number 1 ranked in the preseason power rankings. So they have a lot to live up to in the IBL. 9 teams this year, 8 will make the playoffs, and there's some talk of maybe a 10th, but let's get this season underway already. Very excited to have the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers as part of the Inter-County Baseball League now. The Barnstormers will play Sunday versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. That is tomorrow, and then Tuesday back here against the London Majors. Of course, you'll see those home games right here on this YouTube channel you're watching right now. It is Barnstormers Baseball, presented by Kent and Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider. We'll come back with more on the pregame show here from Fergie Jenkins Field.
Whether you're commercial, industrial, or residential, Enyo Pest Advisors are here with passion and integrity to help. Call us for a no-obligation quote today, 226-627-4944. Enyo, bigger than bugs.
All right, folks, it's 2024. It's opening day, and I'm here with Spencer Markets. And Spencer, I gotta know, you got some pregame butterflies?
I think we all do, but me and the boys, we're ready. We can't wait to step on the field and show everybody what we got.
Well, I know last night was a disappointment because of the rain out there in Brantford, but you got a Kitchener ball club that's itching to play ball here tonight too. Listen, I want you to hit a dinger for the home crowd tonight. All the best, and
We'll see what we can do. I'm just going to go up there and do my job. Our boys are going to do our job and see if we can put on a show.
He's Spencer Marcus. I'm Peter Cobb. Meg's behind the camera. We're going to send it back up into the booth with Chris, Mike, and Ed. We'll be back with more.
Back to Fergie Jenkins Field. It is the pregame show brought to you by Kent Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider. I'm Chris McLeod. Ed Myers is next to me, getting set for the inaugural baseball game for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. These teams have been anxious. They've been waiting on the baselines here, just getting announced now with their counterparts from some minor baseball teams in Chatham-Kent. Let's go over the starting lineup for the visiting Kitchener Panthers. Jet Jarvis, who is batting .500 on the season, will start in center field. Nolan Misa is the catcher tonight. Raul Gonzalez, who is one of the top players in this IBL, was an MVP finalist last year, first-team All-Star, led the league with 54 RBIs and had 13 home runs. He is the shortstop, and he will be a player that they have to keep an eye on. Junior Ibarra is also one of the stronger players on this lineup. Ibarra is the catcher. Stephen Whalen will be hitting in the fifth spot, and he is at third base. Spencer Voisin will play left field. Jordan Carthy is in the second hole. Cale Murray is in right field, and Luke Murray, the designated hitter, will bat at the end of the lineup. The initial Barnstormers lineup will see the local kid, the first ever signee by the Barnstormers, Spencer Marcus, play right field. He'll lead off. Miles Norman will play in center. Dan Patel, the second baseman. Seth Strong, big, heavy, hard-hitting, left-handed first baseman. Braxton Haggith will be in left field. Trent Sillick, good defensive first baseman. Where's number 20? Robert Mackey is at second tonight. Torin Vasilenik, good big bat, hits from the right side. He's going to be the shortstop. He just arrived this week to join the Barnstormers. And Greg Kemble, a veteran catcher, will back up here tonight in the opening game. Now, not a lot to know here, Ed, because we haven't seen the Panthers. We know some of the numbers and get a chance to see them here tonight. But when you look at the Panthers lineup, we see a player like Gonzalez, big bat, will play shortstop, but Junior Ibarra is one of those top defensive catchers that will certainly lead this team.
Yeah, they certainly have a couple of Cuban players that will have their presence on the team, and Cubans love baseball as much as we do, and they're going to be fun to watch.
Let's get it down to the field and your national anthem to get things started here tonight at Fergie Jenkins Field.
Side. If you're able, we ask you to rise. If you're able, we ask you to rise. And direct your attention to the Canadian flag located inside the field of our national anthem. The anthem is the anthem of the St. Francis Choir, located in St. Mary's Church.
The anthems are in. Ed, we are ready for some baseball here. Mike Renier is going to join us in just a couple of minutes. Also in the booth tonight. Back here at Fergie Jenkins Field. Barnstormers Baseball Live, presented by Kent Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider. Aiden Ryan on the bump. He'll get the start here tonight. It's got to be going through his head. Ed is the first ever pitcher for the Barnstormers in an official IBL game.
He's probably have a few butterflies. I'm not sure how much he knows about the Kitchener hitters. He certainly throws well, throws a lot of strikes, and it won't be long. We'll find out.
Greg Kemble is the catcher here tonight on opening night. Kemble is a veteran catcher in this lineup, comes in at 34 years old, and you want that veteran leadership back there behind the plate, and especially in a game like this in a debut.
Craig adds a little local flavor too. He is a product of Chatham Minor Baseball, and the last few years he's been the catcher for the Corunna senior team in the Western Counties League, but he certainly has had a lot of experience behind the plate.
Trent Silla will be the starting first baseman. Robert Mackey will be at second. Over on third, Dan Battelle. Shortstop, Torn Vasilenic. Around the outfield will be Braxton Haggith in left, Miles Norman in center, and Spencer Marcus in right. And welcome to it, guys. Welcome to it. Mike, do we have you here now? No, we have to turn your microphone on. We'll give us a second here. We're working out the kinks here at the Fergie Jenkins press box. Fergie is in the building. We're going to hear from Fergie here tonight at some point. Fergie's in the house along with a bunch of special guests here tonight, all part of the action of the first ever game for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers in a full house as Jet Jarvis will now stroll to plate, the leadoff batter for the visiting Kitchener Panthers. Jarvis, a left-handed batter. Jarvis went 2 for 4 in the season opener. He's coming into his 4th season in the Inter-County Baseball League. They're set for some Barnstormers baseball. Aiden Ryan picks and deals. And we're into our Barnstormers era. Welcome to it. IBL, welcome to Chatham-Kent. It's been a long time coming. Congratulations to Dom and the entire crew that has put this all together to bring us here to this point now. Second pitch, that's 1-1, your first strike. Mike, you joining us now.
I'm here. I was lucky there. I was lefty for a little while, running around the field, but I'm here.
The Mike up here along with Ed Myers, and 1-1 the count to Jarvis. And a swing and a foul off.
What an atmosphere. What an incredible atmosphere here tonight. Fergie Jenkins Field. Beautiful weather. It was almost meant to be to have the rain out in Brantford last night.
We were saying,
Yeah.
Just meant to be. 1-2 the count, the opening batter. Drops it down to third. Battelle across the field, and we're one down, and the crowd roars. And you want to get that out of the way early, right?
That's right. The first out certainly helps, and we'll see what happens the rest of the inning.
But it goes across the diamond, 5-3. Second batter's Nolan Misa. Right-handed hitter. Ryan the pitch. Right back to him. It's going to get through his legs and knocked down there at second. And it's going to be a hit up the middle, back through Ryan's legs. A hot shot there. And the first hit of the night, Nolan Misa gets it for the visitors.
Not much the pitcher could have done on that one. That was a hot shot right back up the box. 1 on, 1 out. Raucous crowd here tonight at Fergie Field. Why not? First ever Barnstormers game. Right here at home. Beautiful weather. Sunshine at 25 right now.
Raul Gonzalez. We have a delay as the on-deck batter. The donut fell off the bat. It's a weighted donut to give them.
I wonder what that was.
It came right off the end of the bat. Shot put it down the first base line. They caught it. Now Gonzalez strides to the plate here. He's one of the toughest hitters in this IDL. MVP finalist. Cuban player, led the league in RBIs last season. Ryan starts him off with a strike. Sillett will hold the runner on. checks the runner. Misa stays, ball outside.
Ryan seems to have some pretty good velocity early on in this one. A couple of good sliders early on too, so. Any nerves, he's put them in check.
Misa goes. Raul Gonzalez swinging. Then he taps the bat. He thought he had one there. He could drive.
Probably a good idea to get the runners moving, hit and run. Trying to hit behind the runner. He's fouled it off.
Well, we talk about what the Barnstormers want to do, and they want to take that energy and put it into their game. But the Panthers, they know that. Let's get ahead of them early here and catch them with some nerves. Here's a swing and a K. Ryan, as they will throw that ball, let's hold on to that one. Frank Kemble well aware of the meaning of that. And Nathan Ryan, you're going to get somebody swinging in your first strikeout. How about Raul Gonzalez? 2 outs.
Changed speeds on that one, and looked like that new pitch, the slurve, halfway between the curveball and the slider.
Another Cuban. This is a catcher, second IBL season, and he's one of the top defensive catchers, not only in the IBL, but one of Cuba's top defensive catchers, Junior Ibarra. Right-hand box, 2 out here in the top of the first. The ball low. Now it's even at 1-1. Back in the day, we would have saw flash bulbs popping on that first strikeout. Now everyone's got their phones up and getting an Instagram.
You're showing your age, McLeod.
So Ibarra head off the ball, and he takes strike 2 swinging.
He's pitching in a similar fashion he did last week. He's keeping the ball around the plate, and he's mixing his pitches well.
Heading the count here, 2 outs. Misa stays on first. Got his lead. And he'll get his second K. And they're out of the inning. 1 hit, no runs, and 2 strikeouts after a half inning here. It is Barnstormers baseball by Kent Essex Mutual Insurance. We're going to go downstairs, or we're going to take a break here. We're going to go downstairs? We're going to go downstairs. It's Coach Robert Bellamy here in the crowd tonight.
Sponsored by Stephen Enterprise, operators located at 463 Chatham Street in Chatham. The winner is to ball at a major form of the Dark Style merchandise store located behind the stadium. The winner is to win the game of the game. TJ, as he's showing our sponsor, the operators, your financial professional in Chatham. I got to get another 4. All right, the winning number is 15177. 15177. It's number 15177. He's going to the winning store merchandise stadium.
Who was the pitcher?
Bottom of the first. It's Barnstormers baseball for Kent Essex Mutual Insurance. From Fergie Jenkins Field, Jose Vasquez on the bump, and he will start tonight for the Panthers, their second game of the season. And of course, the Barnstormers into their first couple strikeouts on the defensive side of the ball for the Barnstormers, and now they'll get the sticks going here in the bottom half. First look at the dance team here tonight. I don't know if we could see that, but really trying to add an atmosphere here to Fergie Jenkins Field.
right from day one, when they announced this team's coming to CK, they were really putting fan experience right on the top of the list. They wanted the whole family to come here and really enjoy themselves, not for just what's going on in the field, but get everybody into the game, into the evening, and something for everybody. And
Baseball fans are going to come for the baseball. Families are going to come for the atmosphere, right? So.
Lefty doing his thing in the stands. Not sure if you could ask for anything better for your first ever night here. Fergie Jenkins Field. Barnstormers doing everything just A1 so far here tonight. And a good start to this game at the top of the first, too.
Back to Kenny Williams, who's going to get the start tomorrow in Toronto. He's picked up in the last week or so by Harry Muir, who's actually walking across the field right now. But he said, man, we are pumped. We are ready to go. Loving the atmosphere from the crowd. Loving the feeling they're getting in the community. And they were ready and excited to play here way, way before first pitch. Spencer Marcus is going to come into this right-hand hitter's box. Spencer, Chatham was the first ever signee on the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers, and he will get the first ever at bat. Seems fitting, a CKSS grad. He'll take the first pitch from Vasquez, and he'll poke it through the hole. First baseman trying to get it over, and they'll get him at first. Little bit of excitement on the first swing. Why not? Get it going.
Great play by the first baseman and pitcher. The pitcher got off the mound in a hurry, covered the play perfectly, and now we have one out.
Miles Norman, center fielder. Miles was the first import signed by the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. Vasquez, one pitch, one out. Norman can also play some of the infield positions. He's going to go up there swinging too. Why not? Foul down the right side. Just feel this crowd has been eager since 5 o'clock and wants something to happen. We got a couple strikeouts. Now we're waiting for that first hit.
Still coming in. I'm watching people panning against the fence down the right field line by the field house.
What you can't see is what's happening behind us.
Correct.
The whole atmosphere back there as well. At least Mike down to the hot dog stand at some point. But
no one mentioned that too much.
They do smell good.
Yeah.
2-1 the count. Evans up with a strike on the outside. Fans didn't agree. The umpires tonight: Justin Van Horn behind the plate, John Thompson at first, and Stephen Gomes down the third base side. There's a swing and just stays alive as he fouls that back out towards Tweedsmuir. What do you think? You think they took some bets in the clubhouse about who would get that first hit?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, there was some conversation on who would be the first one, and he's going to swing and miss. Didn't get a piece of it. And Norman goes down on a strikeout.
Good pitch. Off-speed pitch. Inside, probably out of the strike zone. Pulled the batter. 2 out.
Patel had a strong season last year. Played with the London Majors. 326 with them. The 23-year-old is the third baseman tonight. Will play shortstop and up the middle, too, at the second base start. And Vasquez, Brother Patel slices it towards left on the first pitch. And just like that, 1, 2, 3. No hits, no runs. And the Barnstormers go down in order in the bottom of the first. It's no score here. They line out to left. I think we're going to stay with you here. Moving to the second inning. Barnstormers baseball brought to you by Ken Essex Mutual Insurance. Peter Cobb is down by the field. He'll join us for the post-game and pre-game shows. Robert Bellamy's also in the crowd. We're going to talk to him at some point throughout the night, too. We'll take a break here and be back with more. It's Barnstormers Baseball.
Whether you're commercial, industrial, or residential, Enyo Pest Advisors are here with passion and integrity to help. Call us for a no-obligation quote today, 226-627-4944. Enyo, bigger than bugs.
Back to Fergie Jenkins Field. It is Barnstormers Baseball, brought to you by Kent and Essex Mutual Insurance. 2 balls on the leadoff batter here in the top of the second, Stephen Whalen. Tonight, the third baseman. Left-hand hitter will foul it down the left field side. 2-1 the count. We've all settled in now. One of the first out of the way. Aiden Ryan in for a second inning of work is going to fall behind 3-1 the leadoff batter. Runner got on in an infield hit back at the top of the first. Foul will bend the count full.
Earlier today, Chris, Guelph over Toronto. A 4-0 win for the Guelph Royals on their home pad. By pad, I mean field.
Doppin awards third. Patel gathers it up, comes across the diamond, and good with the grab, and it's one away. Second put out of the night for Patel.
Welland has a 2-1 lead on their home field against Barrie right now in the IBL.
Those are two teams that'll be tough to beat this year.
Yeah, Welland, the defending champs.
Spencer Voisin up to bat now, the left fielder, and he's going to slice one, and there's the first hit of the second. Voisin on, another runner on first base. Jordan Carthy, second baseman. Not a lot of work for these pitchers in the preseason. Barnstormers had a game against some local all-stars, and Ryan pitched 2. Outside of that, just a lot of work behind the scenes.
And we're seeing some of these players for the first time, and
there's a shot smoked up the middle. Norman will hold the runner at second, and now they're first and second hit of the inning. Jordan Carthy swinging on the first pitch. Dale Murray, Panthers junior call-up tonight. Bat from the left-hand side. He's your right fielder. 8th, 9th hitters due up here for the Kitchener Panthers. No strike one.
First sign of a midi jam so far for Ryan. Infield looking for that ground ball to turn 2.
Slice towards left. Getting underneath of it, Haggett, but he's going to come up and hold the runners. Track it out. Barnstormers fans happy to see that. But I'll bring up Luke Murray now, the bottom of the order. One of the call-ups for this Panthers team. 5-1 loss in the opener to the Hamilton Cardinals earlier this week for the Panthers. They'll take on those Guelph Royals who won earlier today. Tomorrow, 2 o'clock at home. And another lefty will swing through the first one. Tough gig, eh, Ed? Sitting here watching some baseball?
It is. See, with us, we're trying to learn as we go, some of the players.
At 2-0, or 0-2, I'm sorry.
Might have got a favorable call there from the ump.
Barnstormers fans are into it early. That's what you want. You want to build that home field advantage, too, and you want teams to know you're coming into Fergie Jenkins Field, and you're going to hear it. Murray wags that left-handed bat. And he's going to foul off the 0-2 pitch.
Mixing his pitches well. That swing had the batter. Pitch had the batter off balance. We'll see what he throws as next pitch.
Runners on first and second. 2 singles here in the top of the second. Ryan kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. And a jam. 2 runs. No runs. 2 hits. And a strikeout. We're going to go downstairs to Robert Bellamy again here in the crowd at Fergie Jenkins Field.
Looks like there are a lot of punch and duties, right? So there's 2 ways we can play this. You being the deep man, but you got to get the ball from the
So right now we have some of our trucker hats in gray and black. We have our CK baseball.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Doing a good job, Christopher.
Prepared, though.
let you know as it goes.
Part of my dilemma is sorting through paper. I don't know where half of the stuff is. I made notes and yeah, I have to pare that down.
Also, fans, let us remind you of our candy program, sponsored by Batterbucks, located at 15 Edward Street in St. Thomas. Every time a Chatham-Kent Barnstormers pitcher strikes the bat, a giant $5 for each penny donated to help the Chatham-Kent organization. Plus, Batterbucks, with your achievable pitching performance.
Back to Fergie Jenkins Field. It's the bottom of the second. It's Barnstormers Baseball, brought to you by Kent Essex Mutual Insurance. I'm Chris McLeod. Ed Myers is up here. Mike Renier is on the other side. A couple of pros, and just me in the middle with Seth Strong, the cleanup hitter, the designated hitter tonight. Seth will play the corner infield spots. He swings at a shot down the middle. He's also known to catch a little bit, too. Seth is a player we talked about off the top, Ed, who will stroke one down that right field line. He has got eyes for that field house.
Big left-handed batter looking at that right field line. Short porch.
Vasquez misses on the second. It's 1-1. Strong from Ohio. He's going to chop one down the first base line, and that's going to kick foul. We'll have to reset down 1-2. Right field's in a hot little spot. You've got the field house right down the line. And then just to the side of that, you've got an open area where it's like the picnic zone for the families. A little less for tickets. You kind of bring your own lawn chair. And
you got a set of bleachers out there, and you can bring your lawn chair, sit in right field. And that's filling up as well.
1-2 the count to Strong. Vasquez outside. And that's where the young kids were catching balls in batting practice today.
I bet.
Up their pockets.
Yeah.
And for a left-handed batter, you've got to think that right field house is really inviting.
It's close. Vasquez inside. Strong going to stroke that down to the left field side. That's going to hang up there long enough. Or the left fielder run underneath of it in the first out of the second. Fielders have been busy tonight. Braxton Haggett. Left-handed swinger out of Glencoe, Ontario. Currently plays at Minnesota State University, Division II. Played last year with the Swift Current 57s in the Western Canadian Baseball League. And comes back home just down the road from Glencoe. Haggett from the left-handed box. Vasquez got him behind 1-0 and now tying it up at 1-1. Three hits so far for the visitors. The Barnstormers yet to get there first.
This place will erupt when that does happen.
Is it there? He's going to slice one towards center. Not enough. Holds up just long enough for Jarvis to run underneath of it. His first test of the night.
Both pitchers have thrown a lot of strikes. They've been behind, not been behind many batters.
No.
Makes a difference.
Trent Sillett up to bat now. Matt London, first baseman, and Harry Muir, general manager, says real good first baseman. Won't steal you any bases, but a good, strong defensive first baseman. Vasquez, the glove out in front of him. Rocks back into the windup. And Sillett, does he have it? Right to the right fielder. And that just hung up long enough. And the fans were on the edge of their seat. And that put out is going to go to that right fielder. No hits, no errors, nobody left on, and still no score in this one. It's the bottom of the second, and it's brought to you by Kent and Essex Mutual Insurance. We're going to send it back downstairs. No, we're going to go to a break.
Whether you're commercial, industrial, or residential, Enyo Pest Advisors are here with passion and integrity to help. Call us for a no-obligation quote today, 226-627-4944. Enyo, bigger than bugs.
My time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. They gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no wins, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that, yeah. Run it, ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my.
Chatham-Kent, first ever Barnstormers game in the IBL. Top three in a scoreless game. First pitch in the dirt. 1-0 as we're back to the top of the order. Jed Jarvis started off this game with a ground ball to second. 0-1. Nice. Like a slider hitting the outside part of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. 3 hits in the game so far for Kitchener. And a little squibber in front of the mound. Catcher on to first. It's going to be a close play. Great throw by the catcher. Right on target. And the crowd showing their appreciation. Nice toss. 1 up, 1 down, top 3.
Greg Campbell made a great play on that. situation, jumped out from behind the plate, surrounded the ball, so he cleared his body to throw to first base, got him by a half a step.
Nolan Misa now up. He takes the first pitch high, ball one. Aiden Ryan into his third inning of work for the Barnstormers. The 1-0 is just a little bit low. And Misa in control of this one right now. 2 balls, no strikes. Ryan with the set. The 2-0 pitch is a bit high. Catcher saying that's okay. Just settle down a little bit. 3 balls, no strikes to Misa, who's 1-1. Single back in the top of the first. 3-0. That was a good fastball hitting the outside of the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike. Ready in the 3-1 pitch. Oh, that was a beauty. Just falls into that inside part of the plate. Nice slider. And we're back full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Misa. 3-2 pitch, and the ball gets away. Toss to first. It is a strikeout. And 2 down in the top of the third inning. Still scoreless here in CK.
You know when they say scoring along at home, now I'm scoring along at work here. This is
in the booth.
Yeah, a lot of work up here, Ed.
The game's going at a pretty good clip.
And first pitch swinging. It's Raul Gonzalez. Looks like he might have caught him on a foul tip. Shakes that one off. No balls and 1 strike to Gonzalez, who struck out in the top of the first.
4 strikeouts in 2 1/3 innings for Aiden Ryan so far.
Both starting pitchers really in the groove so far early in this game. No balls and a strike. Ryan's pitch. Some good movement once again, but that one falling a bit too far out of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nice calm evening here. Not a whole lot of winds. Nice clear skies. 1-1 pitch is low. 2-1. Ryan ready, and the 2-1 pitch. Some good wood on this one, right to center field, and right there to beat on it. Barnstormers will put it away. 3 up, 3 down. Great top of the third for Ryan and the Barnstormers. As we're done 2.5 here at Fergie Jenkins Field, we're scoreless. Kitchener and Chatham-Kent. As we're now back to the field, and I do believe we'll check back in with Rob.
No Rob. It'll be
No
us
Rob
3.
today. All right.
We'll fill the gap here. Hustle along through
We'll talk with Bottom 3 here at Fergie Field in Chatham-Kent Rotary Park. Beautiful park, the inaugural Barnstormers game. Mike Grenier along with Chris McLeod and Ed Myers. And first pitch swinging, a liner to shortstop. Nice play A little short leap. First pitch swinging. One out here in the bottom of the third as Robert Mackey gave him a good shot there.
Everyone's on the edge. Everyone's waiting for it. 8th batter up. We've had a couple of hard hit balls. Torn Vasilenic. We've yet to see him. This kid was playing with Welland, was let go earlier in the week, and the Barnstormers and Harry Muir jumped all over it. Needed somebody up the middle. Could play third, second, played some first, play all over the infield. Good bat in this kid's shoulders.
Takes the first pitch low and a little bit outside. Ball 1. Third inning. 0-1 pitch. That one is in tight. Hitters counted 2 balls and no strikes. Vasilenic gets a little bit of lumber on it, a bit late on it, and fouls it off to the right side in the crowd. 2 balls and a strike on Vasilenic. No score. Bottom third. And that one, ooh, a little chin music. 3 balls and a strike.
And as a pitcher, you want to do that sometimes, though, right?
That's right. You want to share the plate with the batter. Sometimes you have to move them back a bit.
Crowds it, that's for sure.
Pitch from Vasquez is high. The Barnstormers have a base runner. A walk to Vasilenic. 1 on, 1 out. Greg Kimball now up for Chatham-Kent. Number 9 hitter for the Barnstormers. Vasquez looks over at first base. 1 on, 1 out. Greg Kimball at the plate, and he swings and misses. Good fastball from Vasquez.
Looks like he was trying to poke it to that right-hand side where there's some room there with the first baseman holding the runner on.
We've seen a few opposite field hits or outs so far in this game so far. Nice pitch. Hits the inside part of the plate.
Pitcher's throwing hard, and I think a lot of the batters are behind the pitch. They're not getting around on a lot of his fastballs.
This is really the first time they faced a pitcher who was not one of their own.
Right.
Vasquez ahead 0-2 on Greg Kimball of the Barnstormers. Pitch is inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
In your Ibarra, the catcher for the Panthers, a good strong game caller too defensively, and working well with Vasquez.
Spencer Marcus on deck. Back to the top of the order soon, and another one that's swatted away to the right-hand side, hitting the mesh. And count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Basically just protected the plate on that swing. 2 strikes.
Vasquez looks in. And now he and his catcher not really on the same page. Shakes him off a couple of times. And Kimball steps out. Vasquez now appeased. He's ready. And the 1-2 pitch is inside. Gets away from the catcher. Now the Barnstormers trying to take second base, and they do. Heads up base running by Vasilenic. As that ball didn't stray from the catcher all that far, but some good speed on the paths there by Vasilenic. And the Barnstormers have their first ever runner in scoring position. Now the count 2-2.
The key there is he didn't hesitate. He went, and he didn't. A lot of times people stop, and that's when they run into.
Base hit by Kimball. Vasilenic hits third. He didn't have a whole lot of speed on that one, and the ball comes into the infield quickly, so he'll hang out. But the Barnstormers are rallying nicely here in the bottom of the third on the corners, and we're back to the top of the order.
Vasilenic had to hold up. He hit it on a line. Didn't know if maybe the catcher got it or if the second baseman had come across.